We are.
Yeah.
Yes, although they're far too glamorous, really, and we have banned glamorous people from the sofa because it makes us feel too intimidated, doesn't it? Good morning.
Very good morning to you.
To two of Bollywood's biggest stars.
Yep, and when they got married, they practically became royalty in India. Aishwarya Rai Bachchan and Abhishek Bachchan, otherwise known as AB, are the Indian film industry's answer to Brad and Angelina.
Between them, they've won. You don't like that?
You say Brad and Angelina are American
Yeah, that's exactly what we say. I could just hear her tittering away when she was they've won countless awards between them. They're now starring in a new film together, and we'll talk to them both in just a moment. Let's take a look at the trailer for the film. It's called Ravan. Here it is.
इसकी जिंदगी बाकी अभी 14 घंटे बाद मरेगी
So obviously not a lot happens in that film, is it?
No.
Really?
No. Pretty straightforward.
Can you...
Eventless.
I mean, it looks action-packed. Has it got music in it too?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Most Indian films do.
Yes. So tell us roughly the story.
Rough? It was.
It's a rough
Very
story.
rough.
Basically, it's the story of three people. Bira, which is the character I play, Ragini, which is the character she plays, and her husband, Dev. Dev is a police officer who's sent into the interiors of India, where Bira is considered to be this outlaw, but is more of a Robin Hood kind of a figure.
Okay.
And he has to take care of Bira and the law and order situation. In the middle of all this confusion, Bira's younger sister gets killed in the bargain, and Bira vows revenge, and in revenge he kidnaps the wife of the police officer.
Okay.
And the story unfolds when they're on the run in the jungles in central India.
Excellent.
And how the dynamics of the relationships change.
Yeah, actually, you were being interviewed in Cannes, I heard, and you said it was a challenging film, and one that's, in fact, the most challenging film you've ever done, and one that's very close to your heart. Why is that?
Well, very, very close to my heart, obviously, because of, as an actor, there's just so much to do and so much to give to the character in the narrative. So I think we actors are always greedy and hungry and looking for work where we're able to actually enjoy the entire process and create, hopefully, an impactful and memorable piece of cinema. So in that sense, obviously, very, very close to my heart. And personally, of course, the fact that me and Abhishek got to do such special work together with a director who's very, very dear to us. The director, Mr. Mani Ratnam, is my first director. The person I faced the camera with for the first time ever. And, well, here we were working again together on obviously, what we believe is a good piece of cinema. Challenging, because when you get to see it, you do realize how physically challenging it's been. More than ever for me.
Yeah.
The terrains, the forests,
You did
the
stunts,
creepy
both of you,
crawlies,
didn't you?
snakes, scaling waterfalls, the works. I mean, that's not really regular terrain that we live in, you know. So,
How
and
many-
in two languages
how many-
simultaneously, so that was tough.
How many films have you made together now?
I think this is our 6th or 7th together.
Right. How many is man and wife?
Second.
Second.
In fact, I proposed to her after the last film this team made together called Guru.
Yeah,
Did the dynamic change?
No.
Well, you worked together once you got married?
No.
We
No.
get asked this question really often, but no. Probably because we've worked together before. We keep saying, like, in front of the camera, you don't know the point in time when the day before you were just co-actors, and now we are man and wife. The fact is, in front of the camera, that's who we are. We're actors.
Yeah, and you can't compromise that. I think that'd be unprofessional. I mean, you can't say that, okay, I'm going to act extra good today because,
now
that's
I'm
my
the same
wife.
frame as her.
You know, I think the added benefit is once you wrap, then you go you're with your partner, and that's always nice to spend time, because we're so busy we don't get time with each other.
I was going to say, when you go home after filming, do you still talk about it, or do you feel you don't need to talk about it because you've been on it all day?
No, we don't.
You can leave it.
As a couple, we never bring our work back home.
Being famous has its pressures anywhere in the world, but in India particularly, it is, when you're famous, you are massively famous, aren't you? I mean, you get mobbed everywhere you go, don't
Just
you?
the love that people... We as Indians, I think, are a really expressive lot, which is great. You know, we're very good at expressing how we feel, our emotions, and just the love that we receive, I mean, is incredible, and we can't thank people enough. It's just, it truly is overwhelming.
We've
When
never
you're at the receiving
complained
end,
about
you know
it.
it.
No.
You know, both my parents are actors, and I've been brought up in the fraternity, and I've always been taught that if you're not prepared for what else comes with the life of acting, then why do you get into it in the first place? And I've always said that, it's
more
good.
to it. In India, there's more to it. I mean, here you can be a famous actor and you still sort of not get away with it, but lead a relatively normal life.
There's no
I mean,
way.
you're an
In
actor,
India
but
it's different.
You are
In
actors
India
and
it's different.
superstars. That's the
Thank
difference.
you, but in India it's different. Like she said, we're an expressive lot. Indians like to make their love known, and we like to express our love.
And we recognize that. I mean, so it's wonderful to reciprocate and acknowledge, but of course there are situations when you cannot, and I'm sure people get that too. I mean, they understand that if it gets out of hand, then security kicks in. But otherwise, it's really okay just to say thank you.
Yeah.
I like the way you say that the Indians are an inexpressive lot, and you can see it in Bollywood films because it's all about celebration, isn't
Yes.
it?
Yes.
You know, there's music
We
and
like to
dancing.
celebrate as a culture.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of music in our culture,
A lot of
and there's a lot of
festivals.
celebration. So everything is tied in with music. I mean, if it's our temples, we sing in our temples. If it's any sort of occasion, there's a song for it. So as a culture, Indians,
Weddings, I mean, the works, our
we're very colourful, and we like to express our love, and we are very musical. So that's reflected in our films as well.
Absolutely.
And you were Miss World, of course, not very long ago. You're still doing
Well, 94 was a long time ago.
barely aged a day. Since
Oh,
then.
he's polite.
Yeah, they quickly.
You're good.
You still modelling, or has the acting taken over now?
Well, not modeling in terms of doing ramp shows or whatever, unless of course it's a charity, then you do work for a designer. But I never did too much of that. In terms of endorsements, yeah, that still continues. It's always been relatively selective in given our schedule, but endorsements still continue.
Yeah, maybe last night you're having to do all these stunts in your new film. Somebody as beautiful and glamorous and poised as yourself, they think, I know, well, throw her into some water and see how she copes with that for a while. I mean, how tough was it?
It must have made acting easy, don't you think? Just throw her in there and suffer, and let's just film that.
We felt bad about it. Because she came out looking as good, and we're like, come on, that's so unfair.
Throwing her in.
Throw in some mud, in some water, throw some leeches on, but she still looks as good.
No, he's being nice.
Well, tell me, how many takes did you have to do of these particular different things?
Well, because what also, like I was saying earlier, what particularly made it even more challenging was the fact that he was making 2 movies at the same time. He was making it in Hindi, our national language, and in Tamil. So filming 2 versions simultaneously is what made it even more challenging because of the physical conditions. I don't know how.
We did it
don't
simultaneously,
think
take to
back.
take. So if it was a tough location, like say for the photograph behind you, we'd do that sequence in Hindi, and then I would come out, and the Tamil actor would
Tamil
come
actor
because she
would
played
come
the
in.
same character in both
versions.
because she speaks both languages, and he would
So,
come in,
yeah.
and then we do it. But if it was a relatively easier location, then we'd shoot the entire scene, and the next day
And
comes
then
back
the
to
whole scene again in another language, in the same light.
But
It's tough.
In the Hindi Ravan, you are the lead male.
Yes.
Yeah.
But in the Tamil Ravan,
There's a
you're
difference.
still lead female.
Yeah.
I
actor,
still
but
stand there.
I don't
in
speak
the
the
water.
language. I don't speak Tamil. She's
Yeah.
done about 4 Tamil
I've
films. I
done
haven't.
a couple of movies in
So
that language.
I couldn't do it because I didn't know the language.
No.
God,
That's
I
amazing.
think you got the raw end of the deal there, I have to say.
But she's sensational in the film, so I think it paid off.
yeah, at the point in time tough, but I'm so glad, kind of dealt with it.
Great pleasure.
It's
to
had
have you
great
with us.
pleasure.
Thank you
Thank
very
you
Thank
very
you
much.
so much for having us.
Thank you.